Hello. Anybody in the chat right now? I'm not sure. Welcome to the Antoine Anonymous meeting. Yeah. So for those who are new to this, hello, Natty Gains. For those who are new to this is a live stream only about addiction and recovery, mental health, and the struggles that they involve within and also with your relationships. Yeah, so I'm getting May 20. So in 4 days, I'm gonna have 4 years clean. Hooray! Congratulations to me. 1 day at a time. I've done it. You should do the same if you're struggling. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Natty Gains. It's good. It's been a long ride, I guess, but we're here today. Thankfully, it's a miracle. So I'm gonna wait until there's a little bit more people. 7 viewers. I got some stuff planned today. We're gonna do a reading or two, and then I'm gonna answer some questions. So Natty Gains, since you're here, the only one chatting, if you got a question, now's the time. You got like the whole. It's like you go in the gym, and then you go do legs, and like all the machines are free. There's nobody in the gym. This is what's happening right now. You got a whole chat room for yourself. Yeah, so if you have a question, now's the time. I don't know if you have any struggles. I mean, everybody has struggles, right? And the thing is, if you're not addicted to it, we're all addicted to something. Too many ideas. Well, is there something you do every day that you wish you didn't do every day? Like, I always watch Netflix for too long at night or something. There's always something, right? There's always something we're all addicted to. Oh, if I start eating one chip, I can't stop. You wish you didn't smoke weed. Yeah. See, there's something. We always have something. Is it because it's like you're hoping to feel a certain way and then you end up not feeling that way? Or is it because you like do too much? Like it gives you some type of relief, but you do too much. Is that what it is? Sometimes like we start out like, I started doing drugs because I want to feel better. I want to feel like an experience and stuff. And then I really liked it. And then I kept doing it. And the thing is, if I keep doing it, it doesn't do the thing anymore. It's like it's not doing the thing it was supposed to do at first. Like it kind of does it, but it's not the same. Like not as much, right? It's like you always like hear the expression like chasing the dragon, where like people would like back in the day they would like smoke some type of opiates on a fucking piece of paper, like aluminum or something, with a straw, and they would smoke that. And then the first hit was like crazy. First time they used was crazy. It was the best thing ever. But then like 3 years down the line of doing it every day, yeah, 1 month and 4 days. Nice, Tina. Congratulations. That's awesome. Natty Gains, it's like I do it all the time out of habit. I feel like it gives me this bubble to relax me, but it's like there's no effect and I just don't see any benefit to it. Yeah, it's like it probably did relax you at first. And now the thing is, it's probably making you feel more normal. And then without it, you feel anxiety. You know what I mean? It's like, so instead of like dealing with the anxiety, you find this one thing that takes care of it for you. And then you're kind of normal. But then you're like, oh shit, I wish I didn't rely on this shit. And then there's other things that comes with it, right? Let's say if you use a one that makes you really depressed. So you're not anxious, but you fucking feel lazy. And then maybe you eat too much or something, right? So there's always consequences to everything that we do. And now it's like, we kind of forget that when we feel bad, we forget the consequences. I was like that. Like when I really wanted to feel like the effects of the drug and feel better and whatever. And then I wouldn't think that, oh yeah, but like in 5 days, I'm going to feel like shit. Yo, Brian Nasser, send me $20. That's awesome. I'm going to heart this. It's the first time somebody sends me something. I didn't even know if I could do that. Nice. Thumbs up. Can I like this thing? Can I pin this? Oh, pin user in timeout. No, I'm not going to do that. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Thanks for the support. But I was saying that when I was doing drugs, right? I would have a thing in mind I wanted to happen, and I would actually reach that goal of like feeling all these crazy feelings and experiences. But when I would start out, I would not even try to think about like how am I going to feel when it's done, because I would feel way worse than before. I would feel worse than before mentally and physically, and I would have bad consequences in my life as a result of that. It's like the mentality like, oh, this is tomorrow's Antoine's problem. Well, I've said that many times. It's like you live for the now. Fuck it. Now is the time. Deal with this later, and then later comes. Shit. I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with it. That's the story of my life in the past. Imagine that. Like you go on a crazy bender where you don't give a fuck for a month. You know how much damage that can do to your life? 1 month. Just a week. Just 1 week. I could ruin everything in my life right now in 3 days. Honestly. If I really wanted to, but I don't want to. I mean, Tino, you know how it is. We could always ruin everything in a week. That's like 37 years of like hard work and struggles and ups and downs and finally back on top. Give me 1 week, I fuck everything up. And I can, and the worst rock, the furthest down rock bottom is death, right? Because there's a saying in the meetings that we say that I find for me was very true. There's only one I didn't do. They say that drug use will always end up in the same place, in jails, or institutions, or death. This is where drug use lead us, if like real addicts, right? So jails is because you commit a crime. Sometimes when you don't have any more money, or you drive and you're really drunk, get a DUI, you're gonna go to jail, I guess. So your addiction brings you to jail, or an institution. It can either be a rehab center, like me, I did that 5 times, or it could be like the psychiatric floor on the hospital, like a mental health hospital, right? The fucking asylum. I mean, I almost went there one time. I was very like violent after one of my benders in rehab, and I was like punching the wall, screaming at people, not other recovering addicts, but like just like the institution, right, itself. And what do you want? Oh, she wants the dishes. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Here we go. All right, thanks. So I would be really angry at the counselors and people like working there, and try to help me, because I hated myself. The person I hated the most in the world, and my whole life was always been myself. But yeah, then I punched over. I got off the phone with my ex at the time, punched a wall. It was in a church too, like in a covenant. Punched a wall, swore, like just being crazy, and people were scared. And then there was like, we're gonna kick you out, but honestly, you should go. We're gonna get you into a mental hospital. I'm like, no, okay, I'm good. I'll be calm now. I won't be angry anymore. I don't want to go in the fucking mental hospital, because they didn't know what to do with me. But they just kicked me out, and then for 2 days, I think I was 2 days at my friend's place, and then I went straight to another rehab, which over there I was much calmer, and I finished it because I was like, wow, I was like a step away from the mental hospital, and there's nothing wrong with going there. Honestly, I would have went there if I needed to. I would have done anything to just get better at that point. And then death. I mean, thank God I didn't go there, but we all know somebody who passed away from this, or close. So, yeah, if you're really like an addict, you're gonna end up in these 3 places. But there's some addicts who just like are functioning addicts, and then their hell is just like every day, but they can work. Like some people, they just are like binge addicts on the weekends. Some people, they just smoke weed every day at night and they just feel lazy or whatever it is. Some people do coke all day and fucking work in finances. It's like you don't necessarily end up, I mean, long enough, you will end up there anyway. I think so. But Mike Paul. Oh, I'm losing my accent. Maybe. I mean, after like 8, 10 years or whatever, 8 years living in Ontario, maybe I'm losing it a little bit. Natty Gaines is saying, that's crazy to think all your life you work hard and just fall off super bad for 1 week and you. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, if you think about it. If I leave my wife here with the baby, go out for a week, and just do drugs and do what I did on drugs and girls, whatever, you think like she's gonna want me back? There's no way. And the thing is, I know I can't stop, so it would not even be a week. I would after a week, I would be like so fucking pissed off. I would probably keep going. I mean, I like to think not, but like in the past, that's what happened. And then I end up twice. I had no more money, and I had no more place to stay, and kept using drugs, and going from one place to another. I was like, this is like the homeless. I was like homeless twice. When you think about it, right? If you're going from a hotel room to some guy's place to some other place, and you don't have anything, like all my furniture is gone, or it's like stored somewhere, and I'm just like going from place to place. It's called couch surfing. Yeah, that's being homeless, buddy. Like, oh, like, yeah, I could go to my mom's, but I would have to stop using. That's what people don't understand. Like, you see, homeless, oh, they could just get a job and do this. Yeah, sure, they could probably if they. But the thing is, for me, if I would have to go get a job and go live at my mom's, I had to stop using drugs, and I didn't want to stop right away. So you just don't go in places where people tell you to stop. You just go. You just stay where you are, where people let you do things, or where there's no people to tell you what to do. The streets, right? So that's what happened. But then at some point, there was always a turn of events that made me surrender and just go back into recovery and rehab. But She Love Kenny is saying, okay, Tina, I'm gonna come by your medallion next week. Yeah, fuck yeah, yeah. I'll text you later. I'll text you the address later. Don't post it here. We'll have all kinds of people showing up. Is addiction to PEDs a thing? I think you can't not be addicted to PEDs. I think you're addicted to image, how you look, right? So the PEDs is a performance enhancing drugs. I don't think you can get addicted to that because you don't feel anything when you fucking do that. And it's like bodybuilding is like a delayed gratification. You suffer in the gym now, you get good results later. But addiction to how you look and getting validation from how you look, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. So it's not the gear the problem. It's like your addiction to like the way you look and what the way you look brings you. Let's say like the way you look, you're really muscular, you're like a hot young guy, crazy. Then you're getting a bunch of girls. So the way you look, how what your look is bringing you, that's what you're addicted to, right? That thing of like just the fame or the confidence and just like the compliments. And it's like if you have a lot of muscle and you look really good in real life, or even if you're a hot girl and then you show your boobs a little bit, and then you're getting like the like button and on Instagram, you're getting likes in real life, and then you're getting addicted to those likes. Hi, first Blondie Weapon. Yeah, PDs is gear steroids. Toad McSwole is saying that I've had to avoid a lot of fun supplements in order to not end up abusing them or escalating to harder things. My buddy was using kratom instead of oxys, but it spiraled. I did with DMMA. I know what that is, DMMA actually. I know someone that did that, and they've had awful calm downs and withdrawals on that shit. And kratom, people are getting addicted to that too. And I know my friend Guy has a company that sells kratom, but he did say that anybody who has like problems with addiction should not use that. So yeah, you should be careful. Anything that changes the way you feel, you can get addicted to. As simple as that. David D is saying, just use Dilaudid for the first time in a while and you pop up with an addiction live. God trying to tell me something. Yeah, bro. God is talking through me to you. I wouldn't, Dilaudid is what killed my friend. So my friend passed away. They found him dead Christmas Eve 2014. And he just before he left for his he left the house and died pretty much. He told me I should stop using drugs and stop partying, get my shit together, go back to bodybuilding, and then the Dilaudid is the drug that killed him. So be careful, David D. Maybe it is a sign for you to not take more, So, but you're the one who knows that. Nobody can tell you to stop. Nobody can tell you what to do. Nobody could tell me what to do. I had to decide for myself. And honestly, I'm pretty stubborn, so I needed to have a lot of bad consequences for me to stop. Samson, 2321, is saying, "Hey Antoine, I was on here last week and spoke about low dose. Yeah, I remember that. Naltrexone in the end, and how it assists in the. Yeah, it's like for alcohol, right? You take that and it's gonna. Hey Taylor, the naltrexone, is it a thing people take when they're alcoholics? It's like the Naltrex one, right here. Naltrexone. You don't want to say what the anti-alcohol thing.
Yeah, it's like what was that one that they tried to get me to take? I mean, an anonymous person to take. Like one that stops opiates. It's like there's some things you can take where it's like if you take opiates, you won't even get high.
I think it was for alcohol. You said.
There's ones for alcohol.
Like I think it's Suboxone is one of them. But yeah, Samson, is it the alcohol one?
It's for withdrawal. It's good. You should take it.
What?
The doctors tell you to take it.
Oh, I've used naltrexone for my alcohol. So that's Tina right here. She left candy. That's Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina. Alcohol cravings. Yeah, she said for alcohol cravings. Maybe it helps with cravings.
Is it like Ciprolex? Like it helps you quit smoking?
Is it like Ciprolex to help you quit smoking? Well, maybe Samson can tell us more about it, but I'm going to go to the next. All addictions. Oh. That's good then. And the thing is, if you're not feeling anything from it, it's not hurting. It's just helping.
I don't think I ever.
Yeah, I think maybe this was like past my prime or something, past my peak. It's like people like the Tutsi, the pink cocaine that started creating around. It was like right as I was leaving the scene. Anyway, thanks. Sorry. The problem is dialed. Hi Darren. Told Maxwell saying the problem is dialed the Kratom company, not guys. Oh, dialed. Was giving out Kratom energy drinks. Oh, wait a minute. Told you they were giving out Kratom energy drinks like Kenny at the Arnold to teenagers. Oh my God, that's crazy. They were just giving out free drugs to teenagers. That's insane. I'm surprised I didn't hear about it. That's crazy. Yeah, that's not good. That's not right. You shouldn't it's pretty much they were lacing everybody with drugs. Take this, it's good. You don't even know what it is, you're drinking it? That's insane. Joe 905, do you stay away from ADHD meds because they have the potential to be abused even if you have ADHD? Well, the thing is, you can use meds like that if you're not abusing them, right? If you're misusing your meds, you're relapsing. That's a relapse. So the doctors sometimes they even prescribe benzos to people who are coming off alcohol, and they're still considered sober, right? It's just they have to really follow the direction. Or for example, I had 2 bicep surgeries, right? Both of them they gave me painkillers that I use for the amount that they said every 4 hours, and I think I don't know if she had it or something. No, I was not even with her. Anyway, I think somebody else was giving me the meds. I mean, rehab they did that. They had the meds, obviously, and they would just give me the meds because I had a bicep tear in rehab, so they would do that. But if the meds are prescribed, and the thing is, when you go and see your doctor and you're asking for meds, okay, what's your intention here? If you're just fishing for drugs. Yourself. Are you lying to yourself or you're lying to someone? It's you're the one who knows the answer. Some people can, and everybody's recovery is different too. So some people they might use medication to stay clean or help them, and some people can't. It's just it's not it's the same thing for everyone, right? But it's also you yourself. Are you Are you fishing for medication? Are you trying to get a high? By getting prescriptions. That's or people saying like they're microdosing mushrooms, and then are you really you're using drugs? But everybody's different. I can only focus on my own recovery and talk about my own experience, and everybody can relate the way they want. Everybody's entitled to do what they want, but hey, if it's still working, maybe change it. All right. Sorry about your friend. Weird coincidence. Just tossed the rest in the toilet. Yo, David D. Congrats. It's a good thing. Every time that I've didn't go off on a bender and just stopped using drugs or just like didn't pick up something, the next day I've always felt like proud of myself. I've never like once was about to like use drugs and then called my sponsor, didn't use drugs, and woke up the next day, fuck, I should have really used drugs last night. Never happened. I was always proud of myself, and so yeah, good job, David D. I'm proud of you for doing that. Samson 2321, yeah, all addictions. I read that. Toad McSwole, it's a funny name. I've seen studies where it helps with alcohol and nicotine addiction too. Same thing as being seen with it. Yeah, what's it called? Ozempic. Ozempic has been like shown to like help with all kinds of cravings of addiction. But I've heard that people sometimes it makes it worse. Something for sugar or something. I don't know. Maybe so. It's a one case study. Yeah. Well, let's do a reading here. We'll do a reading and then we're gonna be good. Well, if you guys have any other questions, you can always type one. Samson. LDN attaches to the receptor responsible to all addictive behavior substances. Practically a miracle product. That's good. That's good. But I find also, if it helps, sure. But I find if you don't have like a recovery program and you just rely on one pill, I don't think that would be the solution. Because for me at least, maybe there is a miracle drug out there or substance that makes you stop craving drugs. But I find that you can probably stop doing drugs, but staying clean and just dealing with life. Because the thing is, recovery doesn't just make you stop like doing drugs. It's also like been teaching me how to deal with life. There's a reason why I started doing drugs in the first place, and I couldn't stop, and I didn't want to be clean and sober. It's because I didn't like the way life was. But if you take a pill, life is still the way it is. So imagine that. You're taking away the thing that makes you feel good, but the shit that makes you feel bad is still there, which is the way you deal with life. It sounds not good. That's why I think a recovery program, rehab, cognitive behavioral therapy, 12-step meetings, this is the way to go, because you're actually learning how to deal with life on life's terms. So that's good. Ryan says 6 months, no nicotine, part of that. Couldn't go 5 minutes with a rip or a lipper. That's good, man. That's good. Sometimes like the thing with the nicotine is that it doesn't really affect your life, right? Except like your wallet and just the way you feel about yourself. So people can drag this on for like decades. So good job, good on you to stop. She Love Kenny says, anyways, I'm gonna go to work early. Starting to pass out. Well, good job, Tina. I'll see you Saturday. I'll see you at the meeting. It's gonna be fun to see you there. So, good night. Brendan Willett says, hey Antoine, my main ones were alcohol and cocaine. Used to do meetings, went to rehab, and haven't tried online meetings. Sober 2.5 years now. All that's left to stop, and nick pouches and cigs. Yeah, but most people in rehab and the meetings, they actually take nicotine, so don't be so hard on yourself. You'll stop at some point. But good job on the 2 years. You used to go to meetings. The thing is, you could do you should go back to some meetings. I mean, I never regretted going to a meeting, honestly. It's always something good to, even if people are annoying you, it's like you're just grateful you're yourself, it's just sometimes there's always something positive about coming out of meetings in my eyes. So, but Brandon, congrats on 2.5 years. What? didn't hear what she said. Um, let's keep going. But yeah, Brandon Willett, maybe. I mean, you have this right now. This is kind of like a meeting. It's just like a speaker meeting, interactive speaker meeting, one of a kind. I don't think this exists. I don't think so. This is like a recovery content. It's like a meeting because we're kind of no. I know what this is like. This is like fellowship after the meeting actually, and we're all talking together, like we're all like cutting each other off, just speaking ADHD conversation. This is like after the meeting for those who don't go to meetings. So like NA meetings, A meetings is there are 12-step meetings, right? Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, and she's doing the vacuum. And yeah, so this feels like this live stream is like the fellowship after the meeting. So after the meeting's done, or during the break, we all go outside. 95% of people like they smoke cigarettes or vape. So everybody's outside. We're all talking and stuff, talking shit, talking about recovery, our experiences, or things that happened to us. And so this is live stream. This is what it is. It's like the fellowship. We call it the fellowship. I think it's kind of cool because of Lord of the Rings. Blondie Weapon says, I think it's really good that you talk about recovery part of addiction. Yeah. I mean, I could talk about all the bad stuff that I did on addiction, but it's, maybe how I got there is also important. But I think how I'm staying clean and the recovery part of it, that's the most important. That's the people really don't know about. They hear online or their friends like crazy drug stories. Yeah, there was 3 girls, me and my friend, and then she passed out, and then the cops came, and then this guy took chaos, right? We know about the chaos. We see it in the movies. We all seen The Hangover. You get the idea, but nobody ever talks about. I mean, people do, but you don't really hear from like a lot of people. Oh, what's the solution though? Well, I'm happy that you think it's important that we talk about it. I like to talk about it. It helps me, because in the 12-step program, there's a saying that says you can only keep what you have by giving it away. This applies for recovery. I can only keep my recovery by sharing it with other people. Samson says, yes, it is best to have the support of a substance abuse clinic and get away from those who can coax one back into the behavior. Yeah. Total McSwole, yeah, you can stop the craving for the drugs, but stopping the desire to live the lifestyle that goes with the drugs, much harder for sure. I agree with that. So we all agree with each other. Recovery programs are a necessity, but for sure, if there's something that could help save someone's life, 100%. Brian H. says, I came to AA for my drinking, and I stay for my thinking. Oh, shit, bars. You heard that? It's like, for sure, it's some guy in AA with some gray hair that said that in the front. Everybody was like, They all nodded and said, in the room. Okay, Samson's going back on the peptide or something. LDN, once attached to the receptors, immediately kills the desire for the substance behavior. Oh, it just binds to the receptor. That's cool. That's cool. Yes, it's interesting. People should definitely do some more research on that. Yeah, Brandon, I'm gonna keep doing these. Usually I do them on Fridays, but honestly, yesterday just time went by so quick, and I was like, shit. But that's why I really wanted to do it this week, so I jumped on tonight, and it was meant to be because you guys are all here. Next Alpha is saying that. What type of addiction is being discussed here? Well, Next Alpha, all kinds of addiction. I had a drug addiction. I'm still addicted to like things like, sometimes I play video games too late and things like that. But drug addiction is what brought me to my rock bottoms. Was homeless because of that. Went to 5 rehabs. But if you guys have if you have a question about your addiction, I mean, it's all kind of the same thing. Addiction is all about like, you can't stop doing something that you kind of want to stop and you're powerless over it, right? It's like, is there something, where is he? Next Alpha, is there something that you're doing it for a reason and then you can't stop, you want to feel better? You're using something external, something out of yourself to feel better, and then you can't stop doing that because you find there's no solution that works anymore except that. So that's pretty much what, addiction is. Addiction has no boundaries. Doesn't discriminate. Black, white, old, young, English, French, poor, rich. Addiction knows no boundaries, no discrimination. It will get everyone. And it comes in all kinds of forms too. Video games, gambling, sex, food, drugs, all kinds, right? So we cover everything here. But most of all, we talk about the recovery. And the recovery is going to be, that's the most the same. Like you can change the drugs, you can change the type of people, but the recovery will be very similar across all people and all substances. Blondie Weapon X is saying, I found a local meeting last night. First time going in 2019. Oh, good. I'm happy you went. You know, sometimes when you don't go for a while, Blondie Weapon X, you're like, why did I just not go before that? So I'm glad you found some enjoyment and relief in that meeting, and I hope you keep going. Toad McSwole, this is the first stream I've been on. You should have Scott McNally on with you. Sometimes, if he's down for it, you both have very inspiring with your recovery stories. Scott McNally. I'm going to check that out. I don't know who he is. Maybe like, if somebody could, I don't know if you guys can post a link. Let me just, shit. Because I don't want to go on Instagram while doing this, but let me just put Instagram, Scott McNally, real quick so I don't forget. Scott McNally. Oh, here he is. Oh, he follows me. Oh, I know this guy. I've met him before. I'm going to follow him. All right, we might do something. All right, thanks for that. Okay, next Alpha is saying that if you have any suggestions to handle triggers, what do you do to avoid relapsing? Well, to avoid relapsing, you need to not pick up that first drug, right? It sounds stupid, as simple as that. But to do that, there's a lot of things that I can do. I'm not going to want to pick up my first drug if I surround myself with people who don't use drugs, right? So avoid people who use drugs. Avoid places that drug is around, clubs, bars. Could be your friend's house. If they smoke weed, you go there, they all smoke weed. You don't plan to smoke, and then you feel peer pressure, you get triggered and you smoke. So any place that like will make you want to do drugs, any people that use drugs that make you want to do drugs, avoid that. And also things. Like, do you have anything at home that like makes you want to do drugs? Do you have like maybe any activities that for now are like triggering you? Is there like a drug paraphernalia in your house? So if you avoid like people, places, and things that make you want to do drugs, that's a very simple way to do it. But also having a recovery program, going to meetings, having support. Let's say if you have a drug craving, you feel like it's not an obsession yet, but you kind of like, oh, I feel like I have a craving right now. Do you have anybody to call? So having someone to call for support that's also in recovery, that's the best thing. Because the thing is, if you call like somebody like let's say if you have I don't know, maybe your dad. I don't know who your dad is. It's an example. Or you can ask one of your friends that's like a straight edge, never drank, nothing. You say, I want to use drugs, man. When I start, I can't stop. Just don't do it, man. Just stop, man. And you're like, you don't fucking get it, right? So that's why when you talk to somebody who was also in recovery, who went through the fucking shit valley, they say, oh, I get it, man. Well, you want to talk a little bit, and then you go for a coffee. Then you talk. Usually when you talk about it, how you feel, and then the person talks about what they went through, and like you feel like that it's the bond, right? The bonding in between two addicts in recovery is what creates the strength and the recovery itself. That's how you stay clean. It's like the connection. People say that the opposite of addiction is connection with other people like you who don't want to do drugs. So that's very important. Blondie Weapon X saying, talking about it, I think it gives hope to others that it can be done if you continue to show up, follow 12 steps, and do what needed to get your life back together. Very true. Brandon Wallet says 24 hours a day, daily reflections, and the NA1, all good daily books to stay grounded. Yeah, recovery content is always helps me too, The Just for Today is free online. You can get the mailing list. Just type Narcotics Anonymous Just for Today. Told McSwole, he runs the thing big. Yeah, I saw that. I just saw him online right now. Yeah, call your sponsor is another good thing to do. Call someone who's also in recovery. A sponsor, for those who don't know, it's in a 12-step program. It's somebody who was like usually more clean time than you, at least like 2 years of clean time, and they know the 12 steps, and they will help you guide yourself through the program and the 12 steps. And they're also there for you to like when you need help, when you're triggered, you feel like using, you call your sponsor. You've seen it in movies, I'm sure, Samson says, and Antoine just said stay away from people who are bad influences. Yeah. Maybe not even bad, bad influences. That's it. But sometimes the people don't even know they're bad influences. They just don't realize, right? And sometimes they do it by purpose. They don't want to be let's say if they see you getting better, they see you like getting clean. Some people they're also addicts and they don't want to face the reality that they are too. And by having somebody else in it, it normalizes the whole thing a little bit, right? So, yeah, what's the timeline here? I don't know. Where is it? I don't know. There's no timer on this. Oh, there it is. 37 minutes. Yeah, well, I'll do a reading, I guess. It's already late. Okay, they're just for today. It says here, so just for today is right here. It's a NA daily reflections. I'm going to read it. Then we're going to talk about it. It says May 24, 2025, risking vulnerability. As we grow, we learn to overcome the tendency to run and hide from ourselves and our feelings. Oh. We learn to overcome the tendency of like running and hiding from our feelings. As we grow up. Is that what's called maturing? Is maturing sharing how we feel with people and not running away from that? It might. Okay, so rather than risk vulnerability, many of us have developed habits to keep others at a safe distance. You kind of close yourself off from people, right? Put a wall up. These patterns of emotional isolation can give us the feeling we are hopelessly locked behind our masks. Masks, another is the wall. We used to take risk with our lives, with drug use. Now we can take risk with our feelings. Through sharing with other addicts, we learn that we are not unique. We do not make ourselves unduly vulnerable simply by letting others know who we are, for we are in good company. So with other recovering addicts, I'm always comfortable talking how I feel, talking about shit that I did in the past, because I know they're not going to judge. Like all of you guys. You guys can tell me the worst, like the addiction stories, shit that you did on drugs or that you're not proud of. I would never judge you. Everybody in the chat right now, I would never judge you. So, gotta keep that in mind. And by working the 12 steps of the NA program, we grow and change. We no longer want or need to hide our emerging selves. We are offered the opportunity to shed the emotional camouflage we develop to survive our active addiction. Remove the wall, the armor, the image that we did to protect ourselves in our active addiction. By opening ourselves to others, we risk becoming vulnerable, but that risk is well worth the rewards. With the help of our sponsor and other recovering addicts, we learn to express our feelings honestly and openly. It says we learn, right? Like I didn't want to talk about feelings with like, especially like, imagine like you just did a bender, you're in a rehab, one-on-one counselor, the guy, like, and then you say like me, like my relationship with my dad in the past wasn't the best. It was like the root of a lot of stuff. And then I'm with this older guy in front of me asking me about my feelings, and it's like, dude, I don't deal with speaking about feelings with older men. It's like, get the fuck out of my face, right? But I had to learn to express myself and just, speak how I feel. And now look, I'm speaking with you guys about how I feel. Okay, boom, boom, boom. In turn, we become nourished and encouraged by the unconditional love of our companions. See, Unconditional. Unconditional love for you if you're struggling. As we practice spiritual practices and principles, we find strength and freedom, both in ourselves and in those around us. We are set free to be ourselves and to enjoy the company of our fellow addicts. Yeah. Just for today, I will openly and honestly share with another recovering addict. I will risk becoming vulnerable and celebrate myself and my friendship with other NA members or with other people in recovery, like you guys. I will grow. It says that. I will grow. Well, that's good. I've always not been afraid of putting myself vulnerable online. I think the first time I did it was January 5th, 2015. That video I did when I said I had a problem and I got addicted and stuff, and I was coming back. I'm coming back now, stopping using drugs. 2 weeks later, I relapsed, but I didn't know that at the time. I had really good intentions. So 2015 it's been 10 years I've been sharing my stories online. Wow. Hey, shout out to me. All right, well, that was a good reading. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to skim through a little bit here, see if there's a good question or two, and they're going to shut it down. See what the wifey is doing. My uncle went to a detox on Monday. Hope he's okay. Tuesday morning, he had a seizure, but he's doing okay now. Whoa. That sucks, brother. Marty Miller, I hope he figures it out, man. I know it must be hard for you, It's always hard for, like, back when I was using it, I was like, why do people care? I'm only hurting myself. Being self-centered as I was, I thought I was real. It's not true. I was hurting everyone that loves me. When you use drugs, and when you kind of like hurt yourself in a way, and people trying to stop, and you just avoid them, or you tell them to fuck off, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting everybody that loves you. Right? So here's I think there's a question here by Samson. Suggestions for people dealing with substance abuse. Find your talent, skill, hobbies, abilities to get your mind occupied. Yeah, I mean, in rehab, you see so many people, like, I would draw more in rehab. I would, like, I would do all kinds of stuff. And the thing in rehab that's crazy, Samson, you don't have a phone. You don't have your cell phone. So you don't have social media, except I think you have like 20 minutes per day or something on the computer. Like, not even every day, I think. It depends where you go. But most of them, like, there was no computer, there was no phone. So no phone, no drugs. What's left? Pencils? So you kind of figure out, like, what are your things to occupy yourself. Obviously, there's working out. I think working out, training, is probably the best thing that can go hand in hand with recovery. As soon as I would stop doing drugs, I would wake up and then I would just go to just work out. So you work out and then you do the recovery program, so you stay off the drugs. So you heal yourself spiritually with the recovery program, and then you heal your body and you grow your body with the training. So you refeed your body, you get back in shape physically, you get in shape spiritually, and then you do all the CBT stuff to, like, really think properly, But yeah. Nista Alcimo is saying, "Hey Antoine, long time follower. Just wanted to let you know, you are always in control. I struggled with binge eating, and I convinced myself over many years that I couldn't control my urges. Not true." Well, that's good, man. Well, for me, I couldn't control drug use. I would get so obsessed. But the thing is, like, with maybe with binge eating, it's different. Because the thing is, with food, I'll tell you something, Nissan Altima. It's kind of weird being addicted to something that you need to consume to live. It's like, I'm addicted to water. Well, you need water to live. Well, we need food to live. So I think it might be a little bit different. I'm not a food addiction expert, but I know that maybe there are foods that trigger you. Let's say, and there's a girl I know, woman I know. She can eat, like, salmon. She won't get triggered by salmon, but she's going to eat chocolate cake, and then the binge starts, right? So, yeah, the thing is, She can control her urge. It's like me. I can control my drug use. I'm not gonna do drugs. That's my. I have the gift of choice today. But if I pick up the drug, there's no way I can stop. I can maybe stop that one time, but then it's in my mind. And you know what my mind's gonna tell me? Hey, you used just once. You got away with it. Maybe we can do it again in 2 weeks, which I've done that before. And then boom, I'm back where I was. That's just how I am. I don't know about you, but that's how I am. If I pick up the first drug, I'm fucked. There's no control. There's no control. But I'm in control now, 100%. I'm in control of my decisions 100% right now. And I decided not to do it. Even if I feel like shit, even if I have a bad day, even if something is really exciting and there's celebrations, I am not going to do it. Not today. I just got to go to bed in like 2 hours and then my day's done, man. But you're right, Nissan. I'm really happy that you can control your urges. But yeah, for me is that I can control my urges if I'm clean. If I'm not clean, if I'm on drugs, there's no way I can control myself. So I don't know if that resonates with you or not, but I'm glad you're doing better though. Christine Kaser, loved honesty. That's where, yeah, you got to be honest with yourself the most. I had to be really honest. And there's a thing in the program. You got to be honest, open-minded, and willing. So honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness is like 3 things that are really important. Honesty is with other people around you. Like, how can you get the right help if you're not even honest with the helpers? And then open-mindedness, if I go into a program or into rehab with a really closed-minded that I'm different, I don't want to do that, I don't believe in any God, so I'm not going to do this freaking program and this and that. You go in there closed-minded, it's not going to work. You got to be open-minded to suggestions and things coming at you, and even look for new things. Like, what can I do next to like help me get better and get clean? And then the willingness. You can be honest and open-minded, but if you just are not willing to do anything, so there's a little bit of a will in there too, 100%. That's why you need to pray. If you don't have will, you got to pray for it. Ask for it for somewhere. Just you got to have willingness. Try it. Just start. Sometimes like it's always a bigger ordeal in our heads than it is in real life. And then that thought paralyzes us, but it doesn't have to be. That's why the help part, getting help is really important. Oh, I don't have the willingness, but yeah, here you go. I'll hold your hand, and sometimes with 2 people is better. Nissan is saying, yeah, I'm just saying the mindset is the most important. I realized I have to disrupt the thought that I had to indulge. I interrupted my thought process before binge eating. Everything is the mindset. Yeah, that's it, man. That's exactly it. If you just stop your thought process and recenter yourself, because my mind always goes to like, if I'm driving around and I see some bums in Hamilton, and I look at the pipe in his hand or whatever, I'm going to be like, my mind will start like one thing to another. And then in like 10 seconds, I can go back to thinking when I was using. So this is when I need to like just stop that, recenter myself. You know what I've been telling myself? It's like I'm driving down, I see people using drugs, and my mind can like wander away, and I feel kind of weird, think about the past. Then like I just recenter myself. It's like, hey, I'm driving home to my house, my son, and my wife. And then I picture my baby's face in my head, and then everything's better. But yeah, so Nissan, yes, I agree with. Thanks for that. Anyway, guys, it was good. Really happy to. There was more viewers today, and somebody gave me $20. I mean, you guys don't have to do that. That's hilarious. That'd be like chicken money. You get a couple chicken breasts with that, with the inflation. A couple chicken breasts is true. But yeah, told my soul, no problem. I'm gonna try to get on for a Friday for real next time. I kind of missed it. So Friday, 9:30, I'll be back online. Thank you very much for showing up. And if you tuned in like halfway through, because this is going on for 51 minutes now, you can just, as soon as I stop this, it's going to be on my channel. You can check also the other ones I filmed. They're all there, so Yeah, my pleasure, Christine. No problem. Yeah, next week, Friday, 9:30 p.m. I'm gonna be live. So see you guys there. Good night.